The next question comes from Anonymous. Tell us about your first kiss. My first kiss, I was 11 and she was 14, and we used to ride the bus together, and she wasn't the best looking thing in the world, but she was nice and she had boobs, and we were walking home from school, and we lived on the military base at the time, and she was like, hey, you wanna come over to my house? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, cool girl, wants to ride the bus, wants to walk home with me. So I was like, alright, cool. Actually, I think I was 12. Yeah, I was 12. So we walking home, and we go in our place. Her parents weren't home, and I was a kid. I was curious about boobs, and I don't know how it happened, but she was like, so you ever kissed a girl before? And I'm like, nope. And so then she was like, alright, come here. So then she kissed me, and she's like, oh God, that was horrible. And so I felt self-conscious. And so then she was like, I'm gonna teach you how to kiss. We're gonna meet here every day after school. And I'm like, man, this sounds like the greatest thing ever. And it was. So for like a week and a half, we like kissed and stuff, like right after school. And coincidentally, that was the first time I got to touch a boob and made out with a girl at the same time. And it was awesome, even though I was a little nerd. But I thought it was fucking cool as hell that a girl, one, older, and two, with boobs, wanted to actually make out with me. So that was pretty fucking awesome. And I learned how to kiss, and I still remember how to kiss to this day. I'm pretty good at it. Just blowing a horn. Actually, I don't know if I'm good. I've never been told I was bad or anything, but I like to think I'm good. So, yes. The next question comes from an anonymous person, and I know who it is. But the question is, can I get a hand ski? And the answer to that is, I'm fairly certain that's what your wife gave you yesterday when you claimed you were having sex at lunch. Okay? I know. I'm just gonna leave it right there. You know who I'm talking about. Sneaky fuck. But I love you. I will leave it at that. Okay, this next question comes from Cam Rabbit. Hi Cam, I love you. The question is, besides bowel movements in a country that lets you piss literally anywhere, what's your biggest concern about going to Cairns? One of my biggest concerns is getting there. I don't have a passport, and I'm currently doing the fill out your paperwork, possibly get a passport soon. The second thing is actually getting there and just being so overwhelmed by the amount of people and the moment that I kind of freeze up a little bit. But I mean, once I get comfortable in a place, it usually doesn't take long to kind of get over that. So about 15-20 minutes. But I think another thing is maybe the language barrier. I know that most French people actually speak English, but I kind of feel out of place sometimes when I don't understand what people are saying, because then I feel like they're kind of talking about me. And but I honestly, I really have no overly big concerns. I just want to go and have a good time and make movies. That's really all I want to do. Thanks, Cam. Okay, our next question comes from the lovely and funny Smuttercup. The question is, am I too late? Well, fuck, whatever. Here's the question anyway. What's the best music to bang to? P.S. I'm classy. Well, you are classy and you're awesome, and you're dating one of my man crushes, Jacob. And I have to say, I found that there's no wrong music to bang to. I'm pretty sure that you could probably mix it up. My suggestion to, the banging music selection is to do this. You take like 10 random songs and you put them on and you just put shuffle. So my suggestion is you would put one rock and roll song, one classic rock, one alternative rock, one hip hop song, one pop song, a country song, for the slow, intimate moments. Then you'd put on maybe, I don't know, put on like some dubstep, and then, which I think I only like 2 dubstep songs, and and they're both by Lindsey Sterling. And then you put on, I don't know, mix that shit up. But the cool thing is, you can find like different sorts of rhythms that you like, and then get into those, and then who knows, you could potentially just have like a massive sex fest to all these songs, and fuck, that's like awesome. And then you know what? Every time you hear that song, you think like, man, I fucked to that song. And sometimes when I hear songs, I'll be like, yeah, I got it on that song. So if I were you, I would do that. I would put a song that you really haven't really heard before or something, and fucking bang to that shit. Just put on like 10 and just fucking go at it. And mix in some foreplay beforehand, because that shit's important. And then just fucking make you guys go the entire fucking 10 songs. That's like fucking average song's like 30 or 3 minutes. So if you put on 10 songs, 30, 40 minutes, some foreplay, some making out, hardcore fucking, there you go. Mix that shit up. I like all sorts of songs, so oh yes, put in a classical song too. Classical music is classy as shit, so do that. Classical song, don't forget that. Add classical, maybe some Bach, some Beethoven, some shit like that. Fucking hook it up. There you go. You guys are awesome, especially you, Smarter Cup. Our next question comes from Anonymous again. Question is, you talk about bro crushes so much. Name your top 3. Well, honestly, there's like 60 to 70 guys that I follow that, I bro crush on. But if I had to say, gun to my head, guys that I really, really crush on hard. God, that sounds weird. Guys that I really like a lot. Of course, Dirty Blackskin. I call him Mexican Scissorhands. Or now I call him Hansky. He has so many nicknames. I'm not sure if his name is Jacob Does Things, but you guys know him because he's fucking awesome, and I plan on hanging out with him soon. But he lives in California, and I think his Tumblr name is Jacob Does Things. Cam Rabbit, I talk to him all the time. Ryan J. John, cause fuck that hair, oh my god. Mac and Cheese, the Kilted Ginger, I like him a lot. And I really like, God, I think that's, One More Wave. Oh God, how can I forget? And fuck, excuse me, how can I forget? One More Wave, I love him. Eric is amazing. He's dating an absolutely amazing woman. And then there's one more. How can I forget? My Name is Dana. That guy, so awesome, so good looking, so ridiculously good looking. So yeah, that's my bro crush list. Yeah, and it's appropriate I'm wearing a G.I. Joe shirt, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, go bro, crush. Oh God. But anyways, go bro. Next question comes from the co-writer of my next film, the wonderful, gorgeous Cloudy Blue Eyes. She helped me co-write The Tent, which I'm just overjoyed with that movie. I really can't explain how excited I am for that movie. I love The Last Dance, don't get me wrong, but I think The Tent is a better premise than that. But Claudia helped me write that, and she is wonderful, and she's actually helped me write another script because she's awesome. So anyways, her question is, Cloudy Blue Eyes wrote, is it too late? Question, if you could hang out with any famous director or actor, dead or alive, and for 1 week, just the two of you, who and what would you do? That's easy. I would tell you my top 3 favorite, I would tell you my top 5 favorite directors of all time. Steven Spielberg, Clint Eastwood, Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan, and I would have to say George Lucas. And I would only say George Lucas because he is a very creative person. directed. He was smart back in the day with his whole licensing deal with everything. That guy's visionary. But I would pick Steven Spielberg, hands down, by far the most influential director of the last, 100 years. Yeah, I mean, when you think of film, when I think of film, I think of Steven Spielberg. I think that guy is just amazing. He is the reason I started to really get into film as a kid with E.T. And I knew at a young age that I really liked movies. Like, I was 6, I loved, everything about movies. I would sneak and watch adult movies, not porn, adult movies like rated R movies, and without my parents knowing and stuff. And that's kind of what fueled my passion. But he was the one who started it when I saw Star Wars, but then actually I saw Jaws before I saw Star Wars. And then I started watching like E.T. and then every time a new Spielberg movie came out, I would be like, oh my god, it's Steven Spielberg. Oh my god, it's Steven Spielberg. And this was like at a young age. So I would spend a week with him. I would want to spend a week with him on set, watching him and learning everything I can from him, and just soaking it in and not questioning, just wondering how his process is and how he gets around, and honestly, like, how he likes his coffee. I mean, I would want to learn everything. That is what I would do for an entire week. Just even if it was just, I don't care if it was more than one person there, but I think it would benefit my life if I got to spend a week with him on set, learning and watching everything that he does, how he goes about prepping for his day, how he gets his scripts ready, how he gets his actors ready. I mean, honestly, that is like the most important aspect of film, is script, and then actors, and then everything else falls into place after that. But without a script and without actors, you don't have anything. Without a director, you really don't have a vision, and it's always interesting to see. I would like to see 2 different directors take one piece of material and both of them direct it with the same actors but different times, and they don't know what they're doing. But it would be interesting to see, because you would see, like, say Steven Spielberg did that challenge, you would see the difference in his work and director B, because Steven Spielberg is the master. You look at the vast array of movies he's done Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, one of my all-time favorite movies, Saving Private Ryan, Minority Report? I think he did Minority Report. Anyways, he's done so many freaking movies that, and War Horse is one of my favorite movies of the last 5 years from that guy. But he's done so many importantly great movies that you have to take a step back and think he is the best. And I would just love to spend, I would love to spend 2 hours with the man. But that is my answer, Cloudy Blue Eyes. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to seeing you on set soon when we start shooting the tent. You are fucking fantastic. Thank you. Okay, here's the final question. It's by Ryan J. John. The question is, do you subscribe to the Back to the Future theory of time travel, in which a change in the past creates a ripple effect, or alternate universe theory, which states that each change creates an alternate parallel universe, or the 12 Monkeys theory that states you cannot change the future, and any changes you try to make in the past will have already happened to create the future you now see? I used movie references for obvious reasons. Okay, so I personally subscribe to the Back to the Future theory. And I will say this because, 1, I love Back to the Future. 2, I think that if you had the opportunity to go back and fix something, not necessarily change, like, say if you're, like Biff did in the movie, he went back, he found the book, and then he changed the whole course of the future by becoming rich. I'm thinking that if you had a chance to change something about yourself, like me personally, one thing I would go back and fix, after I left school, actually going directly into directing instead of coming back to Arizona and, doing stuff like that. I think that if given the opportunity, I think that the past, if you had one moment, if everybody could go back and do one thing differently, they would. And it would not really affect the path that we're on now. It would maybe changes just a little bit, but overall, I don't think anything outside of that would change. I think you would still be the same person that you are, but you'd have a little bit clearer view on life. 12 Monkeys theories is great. I think alternate universes, honestly, I believe in all that stuff. I believe it's possible that that stuff could exist, but me personally, I think that the Back to the Future theory is realistic. You could go back and you could change something, and I think it could have a profound effect on your life if you were able to tweak something. Like, they say hindsight's 20/20. If everybody was given just one opportunity to go back and change one thing about their life that could set their particular life on a different span, I think it would happen, because you would affect just your life and possibly leave everyone else's life alone. That's just my opinion. I'm not that smart at times, but I really believe that one event that you change for your life could move you on a different course. Keep in mind, it may have a small ripple, but nothing big. It's not like you're going to go back and bring a dinosaur back or anything like that. So that's just me. So that's it. But that's been fun. It took like 2 hours to answer all of your questions and change shirts, and I still have a big T on my chest. So God, that was fun. I think I may do this once a month. So thank you all for participating. I'm going to go edit this, and token out.